hauling corn. Thought I'd make this little video real quick of the 5510. I've had a lot of people want me to make videos on it, and I have made one video. I just never got to put up. We can just kind of go around it. She's pretty rough. We put a lot of hard hours on it. A lot of hard hours. It's 89 horsepower, 75 PTO, and it's mechanical front. We'll just start here in the back. This one's got 3 remotes on it, but you have to use them for the loader and the grapple. Sway chains, which I don't like. We're missing one. And little 540 PTO. The fuel tank's back here. I don't like that, but that's how it is. I broke the back window out. This door is like the 4th or 5th door on this tractor. But the seat in this tractor is junk. It's terrible. They shouldn't have put it in here. But we got one to replace it. So, you know, it's real simple. It's got 3 ranges, 4 gears. It's got the joystick. These tractors weren't very expensive when they built them, and it's kind of why we bought it. But we should have bought a bigger one. It's got the left-hand reverser, which is amazing for doing loader work. Just little regular gauges. And see how many hours are on it. 3611. This thing's beat. But we used the hell out of it. And it's all loader work. That's my clutch spring. But there's the one deal for the grapple. Hand throttle and a foot throttle. I like the tractor. It's a pretty good tractor. It's just a little small for us now. That's the one problem for it. To do farming with, it's way too small. And you got to have a lot of weight on the rear end for big bales, which is fine. But yeah, it's a smaller tractor. But for using it around the feedlot, it's just fantastic. It's a great little tractor for that. It can turn pretty tight. All my alleys and gates are 12 foot, so you can turn real tight and get into a pin with it, move hay feeders and stuff. But the one thing about it is it's a good homeowner, small farmer, like hobby farmer, I guess. I don't want to say hobby farmer because we used the living piss out of it when we had it, when it's all we had, and we did everything we needed to. It's just, it just took a lot of work. But it is a good tractor. I think they've gone to a bigger frame size, but this one, 90 horse and that little bitty frame, it did pretty good. The grapple it works good. It's good for hay and stuff, but it's a cheaper tractor, but I like it. I wouldn't want to farm with it anymore. It's just too small for me. If you're a big boy, big boys don't fit in it at all, but we used it because it's what we had. I would actually, if someone was looking for a loader tractor, I would actually recommend one of these. Just because, they're stout little machines. Sure, this thing's only got 3,600 hours on it, but not one of them was a nice hour. I mean, they are all just mean hours. We beat it, and and now that it's doing loader work in the feed yard, it's probably even harder on it because, you know, it's a lot of running it for maybe an hour or 30 minutes at a time and just running it back and forth. But we haven't really had any major issues with the tractor, honestly. We had some fuel filter issues, but we bought it with 300 hours on it, and somehow it got a bunch of flying ants in the fuel tank. The previous owners, they either left the cap open or they had one of their fuel tanks open. So that was a pain for the first 2,000-3,000 hours, having to deal with those things all the time. Never had a problem with the front end on it, and the rear end has been fine. We had one little linkage come loose in the transmission one time, just on the range selector, but it was a quick, easy little fix. But yeah, I actually really like the little guy. I had another video that was a lot more in-depth and detailed, but it really wouldn't load up, so I'm sorry I'm leaving you short on it, but this is kind of just a little overview of it. If you have any questions on it, ask me in the comments, and I will do what I can to answer the questions, because I know I'm not going over this thing very well, because this is like the third time I've tried to do this, and so, you know, I already said it before, you guys just didn't get to see it. So if you have any questions on this tractor, ask them, and I will answer them in a video. Or if you have any questions on like the 7810 or the 7800, I will answer them in a video too. You can ask me on the 4630, but if it's when are you gonna do that, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't know. I'm busy and I'm making money, and I just don't want to stop and mess with that thing right now. It needs to get fixed, but I still got some people I want to talk to before I really get torn into it. But while I have the opportunity to continue to make money on cattle, I'm gonna do that, and that's taking up all my time right now. But I do need to get the 4630 fixed so I can just make it a permanent hay grinder, or I can sell it. But when it is fixed, it will go on the hay grinder and stay on the hay grinder. And then if I get it sold, I get it sold. But yeah, so any questions at all on the equipment, ask me. I mean, like if you see like any of the equipment, you know, feed trucks, feed wagons, kind of whatever, and you're curious, just ask me. I'll do what I can to answer it and go from there. But thanks for watching.